This session is about hypos and driving. Everyone who has type 1 diabetes and drives needs to inform the DVLA and their insurance company. The DVLA want to know that you are safe to drive, so this means having good hypo awareness, and also you'll need to be able to see clearly and feel your feet. There are different guidelines for Group 1 and Group 2 licence holders. So let's have a look at these now. If you're a Group 1 licence holder, you need to renew your licence every 3 years. You need to check your blood glucose level before you drive and then 2 hourly whilst driving. You need to be 5 millimoles to drive, or 5 to drive. If you have more than one severe hypo, that's needing third-party help during waking hours to treat your hypo, you will need to let the DVLA know, and you'll have to stop driving, but can reapply 3 months later. Before you drive, checking your blood glucose level is really important. So if you are wearing a Freestyle Libre, you can use this to check your glucose level before you drive, but you must also carry a blood glucose monitor with you as well to double check your glucose if you are hypo. You need to be 5 millimoles to drive. If your Libre says 5 but has an arrow pointing down, or you check your blood glucose level and it says 4 to 5 or 5 millimoles and you've not eaten for a long time, you will need to have some carbs before driving. If you are having a hypo or feel hypo whilst driving, pull over as soon as you can and make yourself safe. Turn off the car, and if you can, move over into the passenger seat or move your seat away from the steering wheel so it looks like you're not driving. Treat the hypo, like we've already said, and then recheck your blood glucose level. When you are fully better, you still need to wait another 45 minutes before you start to drive, because although you will physically feel better, your brain takes longer to recover and you need to be safe to drive. If you are a Group 2 licence holder, so you want to drive a bus or a lorry, the DVLA take the following measures to ensure the requirements are met for the licensing of insulin-treated Group 2 drivers. You will require an appointment with your usual doctor who provides your diabetes care to undertake an annual examination, including a review of the previous 3 months' blood glucose meter readings. It's really important to make sure that your blood glucose meter has a memory on it so that those 3 months' blood glucose tests can be reviewed. The DVLA will arrange an examination to be undertaken every 12 months by an independent consultant specialist in diabetes if the examination by their usual doctor is satisfactory. At the examination, the consultant will require sight of those blood glucose monitoring tests for the previous 3 months, stored in the memory of your blood glucose meter. The licence application process cannot start until your condition has been stable for at least a month. You will be asked to sign an undertaking to comply with the directions of the healthcare professionals treating your diabetes and report any significant change in your condition to the DVLA immediately. If you are a Group 2 licence holder, you cannot use a Libre device to check your glucose levels when driving. You must finger prick test. If you have impaired hypo awareness, the guidelines state you must let the DVLA know as soon as possible and stop driving. If you hold a Group 1 licence, you can resume driving after a clinical report from the GP or consultant confirming you've regained awareness. If you are a Group 2 driver, your licence will be revoked. The DVLA state that hypo awareness is the ability to stop the car safely and in a controlled manner. The DVLA define hypo unawareness in Group 1 drivers as the inability to detect the onset of hypos because of the total absence of warning signs. In Group 2 drivers, all drivers must have complete warning signs. So, in summary, You need to let the DVLA and insurance company know you have type 1 diabetes. You will need to renew your licence every 3 years. Check your glucose levels before you drive and always be above 5 millimoles, and then check every 2 hours. Carry treatment for hypos with you. Stop safely if you think you are hypo and wait 45 minutes once you're recovered.